TitleMatchNetwork.com.
Oh, we had 3 or 4 gunfights down there. We always had to carry guns with us.
You actually had to shoot it back, or?
Oh yeah,
Really?
oh yeah. Because I was traveling with Butch Reed, and whites don't, it was very biased down there. There were, oh God, it was horrible.
Wow.
And my wife, Ellie, of course, white. I don't know, I can't remember white, but and then Butch's wife's black, and so our wives went shopping, and they wouldn't serve Butch's wife. They wouldn't acknowledge her in the stores, and it was very odd. We
weren't accustomed to something like that.
Not at all.
Right.
This is the deep South.
Right.
And we went to places like Homa, which is
below Louisiana.
They know if you like Cajun cooking, they know how to really make Cajun food. I mean, the real hot and spicy stuff. And those people, we had a locker room about the size of our bathroom here at the Marriott. And they say once you go down there and you take too many steps outside of off the road or something like that, you get lost, you never come back. And they spoke a very funny language down there of French and a Cajun and a French and and it was a very, very dangerous place to wrestle.
Right.
Oh man.
Huh.
But once you left the arena and everything, they would treat you like they loved you.
Did you learn anything from the territory as far as working with the guys down there? There's Steve Williams, DiBiase types, Bill Watts being the promoter and booker. Did you learn anything?
Steve Williams had to learn from me. He just was starting professional wrestling.
Right.
He was a tremendous amateur wrestler, NC2A champion, and Hacksaw. I had 5-6 years experience going into there.
Oh wow!
And in those days, you didn't even think about going into New York territory unless you had a good 10 years experience, or you get eaten alive.
Was it Stu that actually pushed you to come wrestle in the States? Well, I mean, what led you to leave Stampede Wrestling?
By the Junkyard Dog, Sylvester Ritter, there was an opening for me down in Louisiana, Bill Watts' territory, which consisted of New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport, Monroe,
Tulsa,
all these Cajun towns.
Yeah.
I mean, real Homa, real Cajun.
We've been there many. Thibodeau.
Whoa, yeah.
I was filming a show for ECW, a 1 o'clock show in the afternoon. Somebody hit me with a bottle of vodka at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And I was like, it's the opening match. I was like, what's going on here? These people are insane.
They are totally insane and great wrestling fans.
Right.
And I remember one time, Butch Reed was my partner. He was black and I was white. We were a salt and pepper team, and very racist down there.
Right.
I went to UCLA, and no one ever told me about that whites weren't supposed to like blacks, or no one ever smartened me up to that. I had no idea of that might sound strange or naive, but it was true. And so there actually is, the Ku Klux Klan is still operates down there. And we had to carry guns in the car with us all the time, because having a black partner, a white and a black, that just didn't
mix well.
They didn't like that at all.
And especially being heels down there too.
And I always remember one time I was going to interfere in a match with Butch Reed and Junkyard Dog, and I'm ready to run out of the window, I'm ready to run out of the curtain rather, and I'm ready to go, and I peeked out, and some guy that saw me, all of a sudden, bam, I made my way, and some guy cold cocked me with a chain wrapped around his wrist. Hit me really hard, but I wasn't knocked out, but I still made it to the ring, I said, Butch, I said, I got hit really hard on the way out here. He goes, do I look like I'm going down? He goes, no, you're all right. I said, well, some son of a bitch with a hat on and Levi's, like Farmer John Levi's, and a hat on. I know I'll see him. I know I'll spot him if I see him. I looked around the ring, the whole thing, and everyone had a hat on and Levi's.
That's great.
Well, let me take a break here for a second.
Yeah.
Cool.
We're talking about Mid-South territory with Bill Watts. What were your initial impressions of Bill Watts?
My initial impressions of Bill Watts is a very commanding workaholic, and I took a liking to him. He was he paid good and gave me good opportunity, but he didn't stand for any bullshit.
That's what a lot of people say.
That's for sure. And we got in a fight in the dressing room, better win, or you get fired.
Huh.
But those fans out in Louisiana, those serious diehard wrestling fans out there.
They weren't like that in Canada.
No, not. I mean, these are gun-toting fans.
Yeah.
And they'll slice and dice you up on the way to and from the ring. Sometimes you couldn't get out of the ring.
Right.
But they were dead serious fans. And these people bleed in wrestling like you wouldn't believe. And and you had to be good because they've seen a lot of good ones go through there. But and they, I don't know, they're the smartest people in the world. Those are our kind of people.
Who did you travel with down there on the road?
In Louisiana, Butch Reed. And we drove just about everywhere together because we were a tag team.
You also worked with them too, right?
Yeah, it was my tag partner.
Right. No, I mean, did you ever work against them as well? Or no, just you teamed with them?
Oh, yes, I did work against him. And see, Butch had all this grease in his hair.
Huh.
And we had these big pole matches where the belt was on top of a pole here, and the winner would climb up it, and if you got the belt, you were the winner.
Right.
Well, Butch had to get all that goop and whatever he's got in his hair, and he put extra goop in it. And by the time I got to the pole, it was like, and I'm supposed to get the belt. I couldn't. I put my leg like this, and I couldn't jumping and sliding down like a greased pig. And I was like, God, is this ever going to end? Butch, push me up, will you, for God's sakes? But he was a hell of a guy.
How about Magnum TA, Terry Allen? You worked the program with him down there.
Yeah.
How'd that go?
Yeah, he was very good. He was a real ladies' man, a real good worker, and he had a car crash down there.
Right. Well, NWA.
We all drove as fast as we could drive. We were flat out.
He had a car crash down for Bill Watts too, or are you talking about the one?
I didn't know he crashes.
Oh, okay.
But I have saw Jim Duggan. He had an unfortunate accident where a girl was in his car, and they liked a lot. She died, and one time they crashed on a bayou. And if anybody knows anything about Louisiana and New Orleans, there's big long bayous, big long bridges, 50 miles for a bridge.
Right, like in between Baton Rouge and Lafayette.
Yeah, and there's nothing in between except
swamp,
water moccasins, gators. God knows what else is in there. And so anyway, Jim Duggan crashed his car, and they were in the middle of the road, and they saw this big truck coming up, and they didn't see him, and they're going down there, Steve Williams, and they were going, stop, and this truck didn't see him, and there's nothing for them to do except dive into a dark bayou.
Ugh.
I don't know how long it was, and
right.
Save their lives. That's just the norm for wrestling
on the road.
TitleMatchNetwork.com